Greetings, friends. How are you? This is the class summary of the second class of Introduction to High Court Practice. I thank all those people who have physically attended, and also thank you to the people who have been available today on Cisco WebEx. On the first class, we had tried with Zoom, and today we had Cisco WebEx. Some of the people they had joined late, and few of them also had arguments, so they couldn't join. So I begin by thanking my teachers and my ustads. My advocate ustads are Sayyid Ilyas and Sayyid Etemaduddin, Mirza Ejaz Ali Beg Manthani, and J. Ramesh. And then I thank my typists who are Khalilur Rahman and Manohar Macharla and Sridhar. And then I thank my advocate clerks, which are Sajid and Jamid. So I'll tell about the first day of argument in the court and also the names whom I have mentioned. Similar will be your team, or maybe even better, who will help you in the high court work. This is not advocacy is not usually a one man show. It requires a team of people, a team of teachers, a team of juniors who can go regularly for the dates, and people who can teach you how to argue, and people who help you in drafting the case, and people who help you in filing the case. There are few advocates who do everything on their own. That is also one way of working. That's also fine. But another way is to have a team and divide the activities and the work in such a way that whoever does it best, let him do it. He may charge you something, you may pay him something either on a monthly basis or on the case basis. So these are the things. So the first day of your argument. The preparation for this begins one night before. You sleep on time, you wake up on time. If you go to the gym or if you go to the walk or exercise at home, do it and then take a bath. Get the best clothes in the advocate's uniform which you have, the whitest white shirt and the cleanest coat and the gown and the bands. This is the preparation which you do at home, and then begin your journey well in advance, because there's sometimes issue in parking. Getting a parking space in a high court is an issue sometimes. So if you reach before 9 o'clock, maybe you may get car parking or two-wheeler parking space in which you can park comfortably, and then for you to take your vehicle inside the court you must have a sticker, an advocate sticker with the name, phone number, etc. So have a vehicle with all those stickers, go inside the parking, park properly, or if you are going by a bus, check the timings, or if you are using auto, Rapido, Uber, whatever you use. Reaching on time. Then it should not be exactly at 10:30. Reach some time before so that you can go there and again refresh yourself, sit for 5 minutes, think about the case, meditate, refresh the facts in your mind, and rehearse mentally how you are supposed to argue. These are the things which you are supposed to do before you enter into the court. And then uh, in the bag, usually you may have a bag which can be placed on the back, which may have the case files, and then the court. Usually people don't like to wear everything and go on the road. Then you have the gown, then you have the bags. And then there's another type of bag which usually advocates and clerks use. I also wanted to show you that one. Huh. You can also use such a bag. If it is of a bigger size, the benefit will be that if tomorrow the number of cases increase or the case file is such that there are a lot of evidences, so it will be convenient. I prefer something which has a zip so that when you put the bag outside the court hall, the files and papers do not fall down. Or if the bag goes turtle, then the papers don't fall down. So these are the small tips, and also further detail we had discussed in the class. Huh. Then now you have slept well, prepared well, gone to the court hall, gone to the court, parked your vehicle, went inside the court, got 5 minutes rest, and then now you are entering the court hall. There are few manners which you have to follow in the court hall. To begin with, the judge sitting on the bench in front of you at the central highest point in the court. He is the king. He is in charge of everything which happens in the court. Though there is an officer after him whom we call court officer, and in the lower court we call him as the bench clerk. He manages various things at the management level, but the leader of the court hall is the judge. So when you are entering into the court hall door, say you may be entering with your senior advocate. So you're not supposed to keep your allegiance or your body language in such a way that you are submissive to your senior or to your colleague or to your friend advocates or the person who is the darban standing at the door. You are supposed to give your allegiance with your body language to the judge who is sitting in the highest seat. So when you are entering there, try to get an eye contact with him. If he is busy in reading the case files of other papers, no problem. Or if he is looking at the advocate who is arguing, then you don't just stand there and stare till you get an eye contact. If he is free with the eye contact, if it's available, try to get an initial eye contact. And if you prefer, you can do a namaste or you can do a small bow with your neck and then enter inside and see where you can find your comfortable seat. If you don't like the AC, sit somewhere where the air conditioner is not so powerful. If you like the AC, you can sit where the AC is there. In the high courts, you have AC. In the lower courts, not yet. Maybe in the coming future, it will be there. So you get a seat, and then few things which I forgot in the preparation things. I'll tell them. I just recollected. One night before, after 8 p.m., you go on the High Court website and you type tomorrow's cause list. Or if you are not able to search where is the cause list, you Google it. Cause list of High Court of Telangana, cause list of High Court of Andhra, or whichever state you are practicing in. So you will get a cause list. You can find it advocate, code wise, judge wise, party wise. So accordingly, you can mostly put your advocate code and you'll get what are the matters which are coming tomorrow in the High Court and in which court halls they are coming and what is the serial number for that. For example, if the serial number is below 10, you'll have to be at least 1 hour before the court opens so that you get comfortable and are ready to argue. If your serial number is beyond 50, maybe you can reach at 10:30 or 11 o'clock and still get comfortable and then enter into the court hall. If your serial number is above 100, maybe your argument may come at 4 o'clock or 4:30. Or if the arguments below that number take more time, it may not reach that day also. But it may reach also, you can't say. In that way, at that time, it benefits if you have a team. You can send your junior advocate to sit in the court hall. And if he sees that there are batch cases, sometimes 5 cases, 10 cases, 20 cases are related to the same matter. So they are batched together and one advocate argues for the entire batch of cases. In that cases, the number may go fast. And then you have an app and also the website, the High Court website, on which you can see live what is the serial number of the case which is going on. But 100% you cannot blindly believe on that computer or mobile phone because once it happened with us, Me and Mr. Shoaib and one of the clients, we were having late lunch or early lunch in the High Court canteen, and we were constantly looking at our phones for the serial number. The serial number was stuck at 34. Our serial number was 53 or 54. So we were comfortably having the lunch, then drank water, then slowly we are going towards the court hall. And in the court hall, the serial number outside the court hall is also showing that. But when we ask the Darban outside the court, he says that the number is more than the serial number which we had. So sometimes in updating on the computer, there may be issues. So that is the thing which you have to be careful about. That's where your team comes handy, and these are the things. So then about the mannerism inside the court hall. Generally, it's not accepted if you put one leg on the other when you are sitting in the court hall, or you are sitting in a very relaxed manner. You are directing your legs towards the judge. This is not something expected of the advocates. Or you are totally sleeping and snoring. That's also not acceptable behavior inside the court hall. And then uh, especially for the sister advocates, some times the judges may not like it if they are too much concerned about their physical appearance or their hair, or the sister is arguing and the hair is coming in front of the eyes, and she is constantly moving her hair to the side instead of focusing on the file and the paper. She has one more. There's nothing wrong about a woman's hair. God has given her that. Nothing wrong. But when she is arguing, she is supposed to focus more on the case and the file and the judge and the argument. So the movement of the hair and then again putting the hair on the proper way. This may hamper her focus on the case. It may weaken her argument, and the chances of her winning may reduce a bit. Similar could happen with the gents. Somebody may have a tight button in the collar, and constantly he's getting comfortable in his neck, or it's very loose. The collar and the first button are very loose. It shows this much of your neck. It may be considered as bad manners. Or your the cuffs which you have, if they are very tight, they are stopping the blood supply in your hand. You are arguing and constantly you are fidgeting with your button. This is also bad manners. These are minor things. They don't happen very commonly. Usually, the senior and the medium senior advocates are aware of such things. But maybe if it's the first day of you in the court, or the second day, you're not aware, you are very excited, you are very happy, you are wearing new clothes, you don't know how they fit, you don't know where they get tight, where they get loose. So, you personally have to be comfortable and also appear to be presentable in front of the judge. Then, the argument. You may start the argument in the Honorable High Courts by beginning the sentence with My Lord. This is the convention. Or you can also say My Lordship. Or you can also say Sir. You can also say Madam. You can also say Madamship. But 99.9% of the times, what I have observed in the High Court of Telangana, people call the judge, whether it may be a lady or a gent, people call them as my lord. And my lord, repeating so many times, it comes out like my lord, my lord, my lord, my lord. So it gets mixed up. By doing the practice, and after a long time, it may become my lord, my lord, my lord. It's good to say my lord or my lordship. So then, in the sentences, it's also good to begin that I submit to this court. I am submitting these documents to the court. I am submitting these evidences to the court. I am submitting my oral argument to the court. You submit your documents and the arguments to the court, and the court decides and gives you the judgment. And then you have to accept the judgment. The client has to accept the judgment. Then you may also use frequently the sentences. My prayer is that. I pray to the court this. I ask to the court this. Then, if you are quoting a memo or an order or a notice or a reply or a letter which with which you do not agree, then you may say that uh, uh, it's an impugned memo, it's an impugned letter, it's an impugned written thing. So the written form of impugn is IMPUGNED. Even I didn't know that. One of my teachers, Mr. M.A. Beg, it's Ijaz Beg, sir, we were sitting in the uh, ground of the Honorable High Court and I was reading his case file and he was telling what wrong things I'm reading. So I read in the impugned memo, in the impugned, he said, no, no, don't read it as impugned, read it as impugned. So that's one thing which you have to focus on. Huh. Then, and another thing is if you have a problem in something, so you may say that my contention is that, my contention is this. These words you can commonly use in the court. My lordship, I submit to the honorable court. You can say I submit to the honorable bench. If there is more than one person, it may be a double bench. Then you may say madamship, you may say sir, you may say madam, and then you may use the words prayer, contention, impugned. Then in conclusion, the judge may give an order in favor of you, your client, or against you and your client, or he may give another date, or he may do a passover, meaning that after the lunch break, when the court resumes, your arguments can be done at that time. So, in any scenario, you're not supposed to say that, you're not supposed to point out to the judge that no, I disagree with this, instead of this, you do that. You can disagree with the documents which have been submitted, you can disagree with the authenticity of the evidences which have been submitted, you can disagree and vehemently argue within the boundaries of within a certain boundaries with the respondent advocates. But you are not supposed to disagree with the judge, whether he gives a date, whether he gives a passover, whether he gives a favorable order, whether he gives an order which is not favorable. In any scenario, you are supposed to say much obliged, and then you may either sit in the same court hall if you have another matter, or you may exit. While exiting, also, it's ideal that you try to do an eye contact if the judge is free, and you can do a namaste if you wish, or you can bow your neck or head a little bit in a show of respect to him and his position, and then you can walk out of the court, and then you can go to the other court hall or whatever your activity is there. Then drive safely. Don't keep thinking about the cases and drive rashly. I'll argue like this, I'll argue like that in the court today. I'll refute all the evidences, all false evidences are there. I'll refute it today, and you are driving rashly. You are breaking the signals. Don't do like that. It won't be good for your safety and the safety of the other people who are on the road. Then it's ideal to inform what has happened today to the client after 5 p.m. because usually you may have other cases on the same day to argue in the same court or the other court, or you may go and sit in your office and type for other cases, do drafting, do filing, speak to your advocate clerks, and do other managerial activities. So it's better to stay calm till 5 o'clock. After 5 o'clock, you can make a phone call or email or meet the client and discuss what has happened. Then, at 8 o'clock, on the website of High Court, this is not a commitment, don't take it from me, it may happen a few hours before or after that also. Roughly at 8 o'clock, the website of the High Court is updated about what are the things which happened today. For example, if you got a favorable order, sometimes the order may be uploaded on the website. or a next date may be given on the website, or case dismissed, or case disposed. These things may be there in the High Court website after 8 o'clock. So it's your duty to check it at 8 o'clock and after. Then 9 p.m. if you are working as a team, you have seniors, juniors, advocate clerks, typists, filing people, then you get in touch with them. What has happened to the previous cases? What has happened to today's case? What's about tomorrow's case? Is there any order? Is there any order copy ready in the office? Can you go and take it? Can you tell the client to come and receive it? Can you send by somebody to the client's place? Is there any good news for the day? Is there any favorable order copy in hand? 9 o'clock, you have to contact your team. Then, after that, you prepare for your next day's arguments. What are the cases for tomorrow? Then write down and file something what has happened in the day in a file, so that someday some client may come, or you may discuss with some juniors or with some seniors what has happened on what day. There will be so many cases. When you will go deep into the practice, a lot of cases you will get. Many cases will be filed with your name as an advocate, many in your senior's name. You will feel like filing few cases in your junior's name. So this is the date, this is the printout, or you can write it with the hand. This case argued favorable. This case argued date given. This case argued by Srinivas this date. This case argued by Vatsalya this date. This case argued by Soheb this date given. This amount received by this client. This payment given to this advocate clerk. This amount given to the typist. So whatever happened on that day, you can write it down and put it on one single file. This will be your personal file, not for the clients. That what has happened on which date. You can use diaries also, but in diaries, what happens? Someday nothing may happen. Someday a lot of things may happen. So if you get papers and file them, I don't know, I think people call this an office file or box file or something like that. Once one is full, then you can take another and write a date here. This is from 21 to 22 September, June to July, August to September, 22 to 24. Whatever is your workload, according to that, it's better you mention. Sometimes you may forget, sometimes clients may forget, sometimes the team will forget. What happened in this case? Out of the blue moon, somebody will come and ask, look, this is the case you did for me 2 years before. What has happened in that? I was busy. I went to Malaysia, I went to America, I went to Bangalore, Chennai. I was busy in my work. I had marriages in my children. I had some better job opportunity. I had some health issues. I had a gap of 1 year, 2 year. This was my case which I gave you 1 year ago. What happened? So in that case, you should have data. Okay, which year, which month, what's your name? You open the day, you date, the dates. On this case, on which day argument was done, fees received, amount distributed, profit, argument, won the case, lost the case, dates given. What's the status? You must have that. Documentation of whatever things you are doing is important and crucial and a part of advocacy. So please maintain a record of whatever you do. Okay, this was the summary of the second class of High Court practice. Bye bye.